They broke you, and for a while you believed that was the end of the story. Life hit you hard, people betrayed you, circumstances crushed you. The version of you that once felt confident, clear, and dangerous got dragged through disappointment until even you started to doubt what was left. And this is where most men make their final mistake. They assume broken is a permanent identity. They start wearing pain like a definition instead of treating it like a stage. But history does not support that lie. The most dangerous men were almost never born powerful. They were built in humiliation, exile, rejection, pressure, and loss. Machiavelli did not write his sharpest lessons from comfort. He wrote from collapse, removed, disgraced, stripped of position, forced to see power from the outside after having once served near its center. That is not a minor detail. That is the pattern. Because men who are broken and refuse to stay broken become difficult for the world to classify. They stop moving like ordinary men. They stop reacting like ordinary men. They stop needing what ordinary men need. And once that happens, they become difficult to predict, difficult to manipulate, and difficult to stop. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your most honest teacher. That is the first truth most men never learn because they are too busy trying to escape what could have educated them. When life hits, most men go in one of two directions. They either collapse into self-pity and build an identity around the wound, or they numb themselves with distraction, noise, entertainment, substances, meaningless attention, anything that keeps them from sitting alone with what actually happened. But pain, when studied instead of avoided, reveals things comfort never will. It shows you who was real and who was only close while things were easy. It reveals the illusions you were living inside. It exposes where you were naive, where you were weak, where you were dependent, where you were blind. Pain strips the performance away. And once the performance is gone, you finally get the first clear look at reality. That clarity is worth more than comfort ever was. Machiavelli understood that necessity teaches faster than pleasure. Pain is necessity. It forces a man into confrontation with truth. So stop treating the thing that broke you like the thing that ended you. Start treating it like the blueprint of the man you now have the chance to become. Silence is your next weapon, and most men are too addicted to self-explanation to ever understand how powerful it is. The modern man talks too much because he is terrified of being misunderstood. He announces his plans, reveals his emotions, explains his standards, defends his decisions, and hands people a full map of his psychology without realizing what he is giving away. Every unnecessary word is exposure. Every emotional explanation is a weakness outlined in detail. Every plan spoken too early becomes something that can be doubted, delayed, copied, or quietly undermined. Machiavelli understood that the man who controls his tongue controls his position. Not because silence is passive, but because silence forces other people to move first. And the first person to move usually reveals the most. When you stop explaining yourself, people start filling the gap with their own assumptions. When you stop reacting, they lose the friction they were counting on. When you stay still, they start exposing themselves. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is pressure. Silence makes weak people uncomfortable. It makes manipulative people overplay their hand. It makes insecure people start talking too much. And while they are exposing themselves, you are learning. The man who cannot tolerate silence is usually the man who has no inner structure. The man who can hold silence without flinching becomes difficult to read and therefore difficult to control. Then comes the question of emotion, because this is where most men lose the war before the real fight even begins. It is not the enemy who defeats them, it is their own nervous system. One insult and they react. One delay and they spiral. One betrayal and they collapse. One challenge to the ego and they expose everything. Machiavelli understood that the man governed by emotion is not a ruler at all. He is a puppet. His strings are simply waiting for the right hands to pull them. Your emotional reaction is not strength, it is visibility. The moment you react without control, you tell everyone watching exactly where your weak points are. You show what gets under your skin, what threatens your identity, what still owns you internally, and there are always people watching. In the office, in the room, in the relationship, in the negotiation. Calm men are not respected because they are passive. They are respected because they are unreadable under pressure. They feel the same emotions everyone else feels, but they do not hand those emotions the keys. There is a difference between feeling anger and obeying it. There's a difference between feeling pain and broadcasting it. There is a difference between feeling humiliation and letting it decide your next move. The man who feels deeply but remains governed by nothing becomes extremely hard to destabilize. And the man who cannot be destabilized becomes very hard to defeat. Your circle is the next battlefield, and this is where many men stay loyal to the exact environment that is keeping them weak. They confuse history with alignment. They confuse comfort with loyalty. They confuse shared time with shared direction. But your circle is not just your company. It is your ceiling. The people closest to you are constantly shaping your sense of what is normal, what is ambitious, what is realistic, what is excessive, what is worth attempting, and what should be feared. Machiavelli warned rulers to choose counsel carefully because weak advisors destroy powerful men from the inside. The same is true for you. If you surround yourself with people who normalize excuses, overvalue comfort, resent growth, and quietly feel threatened when your standards rise, then their limitations will become the environment you breathe every day. And what you breathe every day eventually becomes what you are. The most dangerous part is that some of these people will sound loving. They will call it concern. They will tell you to be realistic. They will question your standards, mock your intensity, and disguise their fear as advice. But often what they are really defending is their own permission to stay small. Your growth is a mirror, and not everyone wants to stand in front of it. So you must become ruthless about proximity. Not bitter, ruthless. Does this person sharpen me or soften me? Do they expand my standards or dilute them? Do they challenge me upward or pull me back toward the version of myself I am trying to kill? You do not owe endless access to people who profit from your weakness. Then there is the mistake of revealing your next move. This destroys more men than failure does. Not because the plan itself was bad, but because they broadcast it before it was armored by results. Men announce their goals because they want validation early. They want the emotional reward of being seen as ambitious before they have actually earned the position they are describing. But the moment you announce a plan too early, you invite interference, opinions, doubt, jealousy, mockery, delay, calculation. People now have information about your direction before you have secured your footing. That is a strategic error. Machiavelli understood that the most effective men move before the room realizes movement has begun. They do not narrate the mission. They execute it. They do not seek applause for intention. They let outcomes speak after the structure is already built. This matters psychologically too. The moment you start publicly performing your future, your brain begins confusing recognition with progress. You start feeling rewarded before you have done anything. That weakens execution. Building in silence does the opposite. It protects your momentum. It removes unnecessary noise. It lets you stay close to the work instead of close to the audience. So stop rehearsing your future for spectators. Go quiet. Go deep. Let people underestimate your silence. Let them assume the fire went out. Then return with proof so undeniable it erases the need for speech completely. Strategic patience is another weapon most men never develop because they are too addicted to urgency. They want a result now, clarity now, validation now, revenge now, momentum now. They move not because the timing is right, but because the discomfort of waiting feels unbearable. And that is exactly why they keep ruining positions that could have become powerful if they had simply held them longer. Machiavelli understood timing with terrifying precision. He knew that boldness matters, but he also knew that boldness without patience is self-destruction with energy. The man who cannot wait is easy to bait, easy to rush, easy to trap. Strategic patience is not passivity. It is the discipline of refusing to let emotion choose the timeline. It is staying still while the moment matures. It is knowing the difference between a real opening and a panic response disguised as action. Most men cannot tell the difference because they are too emotionally hungry for movement. But the patient man is playing a different game. He sees farther. He is less impressed by noise. He understands that compounding only looks slow at the beginning. He knows most victories are lost by men who left the field too early. Patience allows pressure to build on the other side while you conserve your own energy. Patience makes timing precise. Patience lets weak men reveal themselves through restlessness while you remain rooted. The world notices the strike. It almost never sees the waiting that made the strike inevitable. And then comes reinvention. And this is where weak men become sentimental about the version of themselves that should have been buried already. There comes a point when staying loyal to the old you becomes treason against the future you. Many men remain prisoners of a past identity because it feels familiar. They remain the betrayed man, the failed man, the rejected man, the broke man, the insecure man, the overlooked man. They carry old injuries into new seasons and then wonder why the same limits keep reappearing. But the old version of you is not sacred. It is often just outdated. Machiavelli admired adaptability because he knew rigid men break under changing conditions. The wise man does not worship continuity for its own sake. He reshapes himself when the mission demands it. Reinvention is not fake. It is strategic. It is the decision to stop protecting an identity that was built inside circumstances you are supposed to outgrow. It means burning the habits, beliefs, tone, posture, standards, relationships, and self-story that belong to the man who could not get where you are now trying to go. You do not arrive at a dangerous future by staying emotionally loyal to a weaker past. You get there by cutting the old skin off without apology. No announcement, no dramatic ceremony, just a decision. The old version no longer has voting rights. And this leads to the final truth. The untouchable man is not created in one moment. He is not crowned by the world. He is built through repetition, discipline, silence, recalibration, and internal sovereignty. He's not untouchable because he never suffers. He's untouchable because suffering no longer gets the final word. His enemies sharpen him. His pain instructs him. His failures restructure him. His isolation clarifies him. What makes him dangerous is not that life handled him gently. It is that life failed to make him fold. He remains the author. He remains the strategist. He remains the one deciding what every loss will mean. Machiavelli's deepest lesson was never that men should become cruel for the sake of cruelty. It was that a man who cannot govern himself will always be governed by something weaker than his potential. The untouchable man ends that. He builds a mind so structured that chaos becomes material, not master. He becomes emotionally difficult to influence, strategically difficult to predict, and psychologically difficult to break. That is not performance. That is architecture. That is law. That is what you are building when you stop negotiating with weakness and start treating your life like a campaign worth winning. If this hits something real in you, then take it seriously. Do not just agree with it for 5 minutes and go back to the same patterns. Like the video, subscribe, and in the comments write Untouchable. Not as decoration, as a decision. Because the man who means that word and lives accordingly has already started becoming someone the world will have a very hard time stopping. I'll see you in the next one.